And the impact of these tariffs will be felt across the Canadian economy. Joining us now for more perspective is Richard Alexander, the Executive Vice President, Government Relations and Public Affairs of Restaurants Canada. Thank you so much for joining us, Richard. It's good to have you on today and to get your insight. You are in Washington. You're speaking with Americans about these devastating tariffs. What type of conversations are you having where you are?
It's been very interesting, I'll say that. A lot of them were quite aware, elected officials in the Congress, quite aware of the tariffs that they were there, but it was almost like something that was nebulous. It wasn't actually going to come to fruition. They were concerned about it, obviously, but make no mistake, they are well aware of it today. The conversations today have been quite different. The trade negotiators that we work with and we've been talking to, they say the quickest way to get this dispute over with is to increase inflation in the States as quickly and as high as it can possibly go. And that will get people to pay attention to these tariffs and what's been happening between our two countries.
Are you getting the sense that Americans understand that this is going to be devastating?
Not so much. They weren't really paying attention to it all that much. I'd say it was, in the top 4 or 5 things that they were talking about. Like I said, after the announcement today, and the media is just full of it. There's protests here in Washington. It's going to be a very rough road ahead, but it's something that's necessary for both countries to get past this, I believe.
This is really going to hurt the restaurant industry. I know you know that. Tell me about your biggest concerns.
Well, our biggest concern is our employees, first and foremost, and the small mom and pops that operate in almost every community in this country. People need to realize that the restaurant industry is the 4th largest private sector employer in Canada. We employ a lot of people. These people need their paychecks to be able to pay for rent, put food on the table, these types of things. And these mom and pop operations are already struggling. So that's why we've asked the government to say, they're looking for options to be able to provide relief to Canadians. We just finished this GST HST holiday, which generated an additional 34,000 jobs in our industry. That is a way that the government can act to be able to protect those jobs and stop taxing food in our country.
So you're pushing for the re-implementation of the GST HST holiday. You say that really helped businesses in your sector. Are you hopeful that Ottawa's listening to that?
Well, they've been saying that they wanted to wait and see what happened with the Trump tariffs, but we know that they're here now. It's only going to get worse. And like Pierre Poilievre said today, looking at the taxes that Canadians pay is a good way to help us weather the economic storm that's coming as a result of this. And we know that the GST holiday works. As well, government needs to look at exempting, those things that can't be replaced. And food, some types of specific items of food are very, very difficult for us to source from outside of the United States. So some consideration there, and government said they will consider that as well.
Okay, Richard, Canada buys about $1 billion of American booze. Bars and restaurants will not be able to stock up on that. Alcohol is such a crucial part of the industry's livelihood. Can you talk about your concerns when it comes to alcohol?
Well, we're part of Team Canada. We want to see Canada stronger. We've been advocating get rid of these ridiculous interprovincial trade barriers that have been there forever. Do those types of things. When it comes to alcohol, can we substitute other types of alcohol and other brands from other countries other than the United States? Absolutely, we can do that, and we're committed to do that. So we're going to do our part. Everybody needs to do our part, and governments need to look closely at what they can do to help support Canadians during this very difficult time.
Richard Alexander, Executive Vice President, Government Relations and Public Affairs with Restaurants Canada. Thank you so much for this conversation. We appreciate it.